Hey guys, this is the travel artist here. Today we will be focusing on getting into the airline industry if you want to become a flight attendant. This channel focuses on all things travel and international related for my leveled up ladies. So today we'll be talking about the hiring process, specifically if you want to become a flight attendant. So that's one pathway to create a lifestyle where you can travel more, right? So, some of you guys have asked me questions as to the hiring process. Today, we'll just go over one specific quality, and then the next video, I'll go over in a live. So, make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure that you're a subscriber already so that you can actually ask questions and get the notification when a live goes on, because then you can actually ask me questions live and right then and there to have your questions answered. So it's really useful if you become an actual subscriber so that you can get those questions answered right then instead of me having to go through my messages and everything, right? So today we will be talking about the number one quality that they look for um, or that you need in order to stand out as a flight attendant, as a flight attendant candidate. So when I first started, I've been in like over a year now, almost 2 years. So when I first started, then there was a lot of competition. As mentioned, I started off actually going to another interview for another airlines. It was a lot smaller airlines, and there were maybe 100 girls there or so, maybe more. And it was hosted at a hotel here in Atlanta. And long story short, I got through the first round, but not the second one. And I knew that I didn't pass the second one. So for whatever reason, I had passed the first round, which maybe at least half or 2/4 of the women were gone after the first interview. And then the second interview took place later on in the evening time. So I was lucky enough to pass the first one. This is a very competitive job. As you guys know, a lot of you guys are interested in it because it does offer the opportunity to travel and travel in your leisure time and benefits and things like that. But know that a lot of people are in the same mindset as you, and so it's competitive. So not everyone gets in. Even if you don't get the first one, you could end up like me, where you did get the second opportunity, and I actually got accepted at a different airlines. So so after you go, so once you actually arrive, first of all, make sure you show up early. Um, they are looking for that, and make sure that you show up early and that you don't look rushed or anything. You look put together. Once you show up there, when they're actually asking you questions, the number one quality that you need to mention in your interviews is specifically safety. And everyone knows the interviewers know, everyone knows, anyone who works in the airlines knows that you want to travel. So that's not something that you specifically need to mention, or you don't need to mention that at first, like, oh, I'm a great traveler and everything. I love travel and the lifestyle. Don't mention that. That's keep that tone down. You need to mention specifically safety. You need to mention how you either followed safety rules or assured safety in your last job so that it actually relates to, that part is actually going to stand out, and that part is actually going to be heard by the interviewer. Because not a lot of people realize that this job is more so about safety. That's not just like a brand thing. Like, that's what they emphasize you over, and that's also what you'll be corrected over or tested over a lot during training time, or even if you have any type of infraction or disciplinary actions. Maybe you did something that was not necessarily safe, or maybe something happened on board, someone got hurt, and then you know you have to create a safety report, something like that. And that's one of the reasons why it's important to mention specifically anything relating to safety and how you can help keep other people safe, and then also anything that you did specifically related to safety or policies, adhering to rules, things like that. um, that might be kind of rough if you don't really have a job. I don't know what type of jobs you guys are coming from, um, but mention it down in the chat, and then maybe I can include it in my next video. so that I can be a little bit more specific. But jobs that mention safety are very specific. Maybe you did work in the military. That's actually a great segue career. Maybe you did work in the military, and you were dealing with confidential information, or something relating to security, things like that. If you actually did work in a security job, I think that's an advantage and something great that you can emphasize on. But don't mention travel. Don't mention, I'm a great traveler, and I travel all over the world and I'm a great conversationalist. That's not really where you need to put your emphasis at, because they have a lot of people that they're going through and they're just trying to get to the bare bones with things. So if you want to get to the bare bones, mention specifically number one, safety, and how you can help ensure other people's safety. What specifically did you do in your job that's safety related? Things like that. Um, actually do have some like quasi military experience. So I was in an organization before. It's an auxiliary group, and so we did learn specifically about safety and emergency procedures and things like that, and being around airplanes and stuff like that. So I did mention that, and even that little small bit of experience I could carry over to this career, and I mentioned it in my interview. And I think that really helped me as far as being able to stand out and being able to be memorable to the interviewer. Um, so that's the main thing. Make sure that you mention safety, anything security related, anything like procedures, things like that, or you adhering to rules, or because that's what they want to hear. That's the number one thing that's going to stand out. These people who just mention about very very soft skills. Like I remember I was in the interview room, and for this specific set of interviews it was split up half, so everyone was sitting down and you had to get up and introduce yourself. And one girl, bless her heart, she seemed like a good faith Christian woman, but she mentioned that on stage. She got up and said, I think that people should select me because I think the interviewer should select me because I'm a good person, moral person. I my I think what people like about me is my faith, and I'm really dedicated to my faith, and I'm always going to do the right thing. She sounded like a great person, but I could tell the moment she said that I was like, probably don't want to mention that on your interview. So, even religious ties, kind of hold it, well, I don't know where you guys are at religiously, but kind of hold it back. I'm just going to be honest here and be frank, because I'm just going to be real, because that's what's going to help you, and not being politically correct. This channel is not for politically correctness. It's to enjoy, it's to talk about travel and to enjoy the benefits, and find other ways to um, that you can manifest travel in your lifestyle, whether that's through a remote income or through jobs like this, like being a flight attendant. So that's what we're here for here. It's not to be so politically correct. And even if you look at the channel, it's listed under comedy. So there you go. So so bless her heart, she talked about her faith and everything. That's something honestly that she should have held back a little bit in this interview, especially the first words that come out of your mouth. Be kind of wary of that in front of these type of people. Um, and then some other people mentioned, yeah, that I love travel and I always want to travel the world. Don't mention that as well, because everyone there wants to travel. You and your mother know that you want to travel. They know that you want to travel, so it's not beneficial to you. And they're not just here to give you a benefit. They're here for you to be hired, to do the job, and you're kind of like the you're kind of like the placeholder. So you are being put in the plane so that they don't have to be there, and so that someone can carry out the duties of the flight and make sure that the main to make sure that you're there and then you complete the flight. Because what happens if they don't complete the flight? Then they lose money, right? People paid for this. People pay to be on the flight. And if they don't have a flight attendant there. If they don't have flight attendants, if they don't have pilots, then how is the flight going to go on? How is the plane going to fly? So that's why you're there. Know why you're there. You're there to ensure people's safety and to make sure that everything is coordinated and stuff like that. Everyone gets boarded, everyone's sitting down and stuff, and that you can take off, land, arrive early, land on time, and that's it. That's the main thing that the airlines is worried about, because they put a lot of money into this, and they're just trying to make sure that someone shows up on time to make sure that the federal rules are abided by, so that they don't get in trouble, and so that you know passengers can be in their journey. That's what it's for. So I hope this answers your questions. I hope that this video isn't too long, but do go ahead, guys, comment, subscribe, so that I can make more specific videos to you and answer you specifically. If you know that you came here for a specific purpose or you come from a specific background, then I can go ahead and make a video that can answer that specifically. If you guys are in the community or Facebook group, just go ahead and join that. If you think it's something that aligns with you, it's basically just an extension of this YouTube channel where you can connect and also expand your network. So I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope that it was helpful, and see you next time.